Alright, so you made it to the top of your line. It wasn't easy, but you made it. It's early season, and there's been only a small base before last night's storm that brought 2 feet of dry powder. You were able to scope the line from afar before the new snow, and you know there is at least one major rock in the middle of this chute. You were able to look down the upper half on the hike up, but the middle and lower sections are still a bit of a mystery. But you're ready, and the new snow makes you stoked to rip a perfect run. You drop in with confidence because you know the entrance is primed. You just hope the rest of the line follows suit. The top turns are all that you've been dreaming of since last season. Then the chute gets steep and the blower snow starts getting in your face. You really only have 2 choices here. Either point it and hope you can rip it all the way out without incident, or pull up on the high side and check the situation. The safe bet is to pull up and let the dust settle. First, you check the uphill slough since you can actually see behind you. You notice there's a considerable amount of dry snow moving through with no fracturing. Now you check the line before you. It looks like there are at least 2 significant rocks in the center of this chute. Also, the angle of the chute is pitched against a rock wall and makes for a main flush line that is pretty narrow. The line is a little longer than you had thought, and pointing it down the flush zone around the first rock and into the second rock zone that still remains a mystery isn't the best idea. You opt to stay high, where your slough flushes out and you can scope the bottom section. Besides the 2 main visible rocks, you begin to feel like the high line doesn't have much of a base, if any. This suggests that there may be numerous other rocks just below the light, dry powder. Again, you have the same 2 choices. Either point it down through the flush zone, where there's not much room to scrub speed, and even if you can, then you may be sacrificing your vision with the pow and the wind. Or there's another high line option that's going to be the safest, even though there may be rocks there too. At this point, you have about 5 red flags, with going into the ideal rip line through the flush zone. Your worst case scenario is probably snagging a rock and pitching into the rock wall or cartwheeling fall line over potentially more subsurface rocks. Your worst case scenario isn't worth it, so you opt again to stay high. Cutting high, you feel yourself lightly skimming some rocks and it verifies your concerns. At this point, you want to keep your Chugach Flyer snowboard from being damaged, as well as your health. Now you can scope the bottom exit zone. You see another small rock just inside of the wall, and also some grass sticking up. More red flags of shallow snow. Safety calls for another slip lower, and the wind blows the snow up and all over the place. Now you can see a safe exit. You can get onto the run-out aspect and open it up. After all is said and done, you may have some regret that you didn't just rip it. The snow in the flush zone may have been good and it may have been an epic line to remember. But then again, that worst case scenario remains. You've made the safe choice. Your Chugach Flyer only needs minor service and you are ready to ride another day. And now that you know the line, you can come back and get it when it's set up better and rip it with confidence.